Okay, let's talk about how to get some models from Total War, since a lot of mods have already been made for Total War, into Pike and Shot. I'm going to go with the old original Rome Total War, the first one, because it's much easier to mod for that, and there's actually a lot of stuff released for the first Rome Total War. So if you look at this website, the Rome Total War hosted mods on Total War Center, you can see there's pre-Roman, there's all these, there's during the Roman time frame, all of these. I'm going to go to the post-Roman time frame, and I'm just going to download European Wars, which is 18th century, which is Frederick the Great and Europe. I don't know. It's a great time. Guns were introduced. You also notice, Rome Medieval is also a good mod. It has all sorts of knights. So in the European Wars, I'm going to go to European Wars 2. Oh, no, not 2. We want... here it is. Download link. European Wars download link. These still work. You can still download this. So I've already downloaded this, and I put it in downloads. It comes as KLA European Wars. I've unzipped that into this folder, and it must have been built on a Napoleonic mods, because the folder right here says Napoleonic. But when you go into here, go into data, go into models unit, you'll see all these CAS files. Those are the 3D files that you want to get into 3ds Max. So you need a tool, a CAS importer tool made by Vercingetorix. Download that here, and you have to, the easiest thing to do once you get this script is to put it into your, unzip it, put it into the Autodesk 3ds Max plugins, oh whoops, not plugins, scripts, and you can leave it in the scripts file. I think it's easier to put it in startup. This is what it will be named, CASIE-B79. When you put it in the startup folder, that just means every time you start up 3ds Max, it's going to run automatically, and it will create the menu for you. If you don't put it in startup, then you have to come to scripting, run script, and then double click CASIE every time you want this to be able to use this menu. But once you do that, if you have it in startup, where you find this CAS tool is over here by the wrench, under Max Script, and under Utilities. There it is right there, Rome Total War Import Export. So you can see import, export, export. What we want is import. And I do this because some models have an animation on it. It doesn't really matter. I'll talk about that later. Import CAS, and then you want to navigate to where you put that Rome, no, here it is, European Wars, Napoleonic, data, models units, and let's try to import one of these guys. I like the Prussians, so let's import Prussian Musketeers. It goes through all of its work, and if you zoom in on here, you'll see a little soldier. Now right now it doesn't look like it has any pictures on it, because oftentimes when you run this script, if the textures or the skin or whatever is not in the right file folder, in the subfolder or whatever, it's not going to show correctly. That happens a lot. So what you have to do is click here for Materials Editor and scroll down to here, This is the material. Double click it, it shows up in here. What it is this is like the material that exists on the model, and this is just the bitmap that it's linked to. You can see here it's looking for this Prussian infantry bump map DDS, and it maybe didn't find it because if you click view image, yeah, it's blank. So what you have to do is point this, click this to, let's see, I'm just going to go European Wars, Napoleonic, Data, Models Unit, and it's actually the subfolder in there is Textures. And let's look for Prussian Musketeers. There it is right there. So now you can see that this image has been loaded, and you can see already the gun and his bag and his hat are showing the textures, but this part, his skin, doesn't seem to have the texture. You can apply this in one of two ways. You can click it and then come up here. Right now we have, this is activated, so you can click Assign Material to Selection. So you can do it that way, or I'm going to undo that, or you can drag this onto him, and that accomplishes the same thing. Alright, so the next step is let's import an animation on him. Go back to our import. Remember to scroll down, and let's import an animation so that he doesn't stand in this weird T-pose. And the animations are usually one folder up, and then to animations, and then data, animations. Let's see. So this mod, this European Wars, they seem to have imported or made their own gun holding animations. So let's go into their custom made animations, and let's just pick one of these. There's a million. So I think someone made the Napoleon Total War mod for the original Rome, and here's line infantry aiming, getting ready to volley. That sounds, no, let's say, yeah, getting ready to volley. Alright, so that imported the animation. You can see now the guy, well, here, getting ready to aim, and now he's going to aim. Alright, there are two quirks that you have to watch out for when trying to get this model into Pike and Shot. We also have to get used to using this button, expand all, and you can see the body is its skin, and then all of this is the scene root, and then there are just tons of bones attached to this guy. The animations are actually on the bones themselves. Okay, the two things you always have to watch out for is the Pike and Shot tool. When you export it or when you try to upload a model into Pike and Shot, they do not allow any spaces in any of the names of any of the objects. So you have to come here and put an underscore in every name, or it will break the whole thing. You'll get a error said unexpected chunk, or some weird error like that. And then the second error is the Pike and Shot animations all have to start at frame 0. So what we have to do is click this button right here, time configuration, go to rescale time, do from 0 to 36, which is one frame less than what we started with. Just hit OK and hit OK, and now you can see the animation starts at 0 and goes to 36. Alright. Now let's export this. To export it, you only choose the objects, like the skin objects, or the objects that have texture on them. None of the bones. So you have to hold down Control and highlight this and this and this, and let's say the primary weapon. In this case, the primary weapon does not have a